I want to thank you for joining me today. And before we get started, as always, all messages that are released on this channel are my truth. And that is exactly what it is and what it always will be. And that is my truth. Now, my truth consists of a bunch of experiences that I gained clarity from, which ultimately took me back to the real me, which is truth. Now, when I try to convince you that my truth is the gospel, however, my truth is the gospel for me. That does not make it the gospel for you, nor will I ever try to make it the gospel for you. By me being on this platform, I am simply placing breadcrumbs on a path that I've already walked. Now, you find yourself on a similar path and you resonate with said breadcrumbs and you say, you know what, I like that. I want to follow that. And that's cool. If not, that is cool as well. My purpose is to assist those who are ready to get out of their own way. So let's get right into it. Okay, so as I said, let's talk about it. So I can go on and sit here and bring up all kinds of different articles about quote unquote junk DNA. Which is no longer known as junk DNA. It's now no non-coding DNA. But you have to ask yourself, why would, out of all the names, why would you name something junk DNA when it's 98% of the DNA? Junk DNA? 98%, but it's junk. No, it's something, you have to look at the things that they want you to steer away from. Like, why would you, it's junk. So anything that you label as junk, you don't worry about. It's trash, right? So that's why I say I don't like words, because they hypnotize you. They put you in these little zones and you just go along with it. So it's not junk. It's something that you need to activate to go deeper within yourself. And the same thing for the color spectrum. How you can only see a sliver of what is truly there. So I can go into all kind of different rabbit holes and this about being in a simulation and this, all that doesn't matter. All those are these are just distractions. Why not go and do what truly matters? And that is going within. Go within and get to heaven. And the only way you're going to do that is through healing. If you don't heal, you're not going to heaven. And the reason most people are not healing, I understand why. Because you've been hurt. You've been let down. You've been betrayed. You've been disappointed. You've been backstabbed. Nobody wants to feel that. But guess what? Neither did I. But I did, more so than the average person, but yet my heart is still open. You see, that is your key into heaven, is your heart. All these different things you go through, these trials and these aggravations, is to close down your heart. If you lose your car key, your ass ain't going nowhere. It's literally just that simple. If you have house keys, you lose your house key, you're not getting inside of your house. It's just that simple. If you close your heart, you are not getting into heaven. It's just that simple. What is the whole Egyptian Book of the Dead centered around when you die? What do? They place your what and weigh it against a what? A feather. Your heart. Your heart is placed on the scale to weigh against the feather. If your heart is what? Heavy, then you're not getting into heaven. How many ways do I need to show you that your heart matters? So this is the thing. Through all the trials and tribulations, the ups, the downs, the whatever, I had my heart break and then I protected myself just like most do. Absolutely. The thing is, I saw what that felt like. Let me tell you when I closed my heart down. I closed my heart down when I was doing aeromedical evacuation. That is picking up injured soldiers basically and taking them back to the U.S., right? So we were flying I flew into all three war zones, the OIF, OEF, and AFRICOM. So I was picking up injured individuals from three different war zones. Now, when you've seen all these different things of guys getting 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, like coming on these planes, like tubes hanging all out of them. They're in comas, arms missing, legs missing, stepped on lamb, all these different things I'm seeing. You can't go through that. And at first I'm like, dang, are you feeling bad for people? Then it kind of affected the care a little bit because you're feeling, and I started to feel their pains. I'm like, okay, I got to stop this. So I literally blocked myself from feeling things. Now that affected relationships, everything, because I put a wall around my heart. And that wall stayed up for a very, very, very long time. You're talking about 2007, 2008, around this time when I really shut it down. And then it comes back. I started pain is how when I started noticing things, when I'm being betrayed and this, that, and the other. So in reality, it should have kept it shut down, but it was the individuals who was causing the pain. They were closer to me, so I could feel it. Right? That pain is what drove me to change, to seek out more. That pain is what caused me to reopen my heart, step back into that love. Because I felt I knew exactly what it felt like to be disconnected from love. I did not like that at all. At all. So when it started to come back, I definitely wasn't going to block it off in any shape, form, or fashion. Not at all. Now, I'll bring up another illustration here. So if you look on the screen, look to the left. Now, the second column from the left. What's that very bottom one where it says hell? That's where the majority of the Earth population is located, in hell. Or you can just go right above purgatory. That's where the majority of the people are located. Those two locations right there. Now, when you go up to paradise, right? What's at the paradise? Heaven. Now, let's just go scoot all over to the right above the paradise, right? You go right across new humanity consciousness. Inner wisdom, go right above that. Inner love, 500. Once again, now what's above 500? You start to get into heaven. If you block off your heart, you are not getting into heaven. And I'm using heaven as a word because that's all it is. It's you accessing a different level of energy. The energy that you're accessing right now is pure hell. Why? Because I was living there for a very long time. I could tell you it was hell. It is hell. The purpose is for you to bring heaven to earth. That's the purpose. For you to keep your heart open, even in the craziest of times. It's hard. Absolutely, it's hard. Because you don't want it to get hurt again. Because that sucks. Absolutely, it does. But you know what sucks more? Closing down your heart and staying in hell. The choice really is yours. You think you're protecting yourself, but all you're doing is prolonging your agony. You're making sure you incarnate again and go remain in hell. It's just a cycle. It's to keep you trapped in your emotions, your feelings, and saying, you know what? This ain't worth it. I'm going to close down my heart. I'm this. As long as you fighting and arguing and disagreeing with each other, they're happy. Because your heart's going to remain closed. Open your heart, go to heaven. It's the only way you're going to do it. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything because Either you're going to do it or you're not. As the scriptures say, those that have the ears to listen, well, they're going to hear. Those that don't, you're going to complain. Oh, this stupid. But you're going to have all kinds of excuses. You know who's going to have those excuses? Your ego. Why? Because your ego wants to trap you. Because if you, let me tell you, explain something to you. When you ascend into heaven, the ego can't go there. So if the ego can't go there, it can't feed off of your energy. So let's say I'm living with someone, and the only way I can eat every single day is if this person is alive. You think I'm not going to try to keep this person alive? That's the only way I can eat. Absolutely. That's the only way your ego can eat, is if you stay attached to it. So it's going to tell you whatever it needs to tell you to get you on board. Because it's energy. You've created that quote unquote ego, so it wants to stay alive now. And it's going to do it by any means necessary, i.e. by keeping you trapped in whatever belief and thought paradigm that it needs to keep you there. Exit. Scroll, just move over to the right. Look at those numbers. Shame, guilt, grief, fear, all these lower vibrational. Now, how often are you exercising these different energies? Please understand that it's all energy. And what you believe and you perceive is what you're going to manifest in this reality. Have enough self-love for yourself to make it to heaven. Because that's what it's going to require. Self-love. If you put anything, any person above self-love, you're not getting into heaven. Because you're putting them above yourself. And the only thing that should be above yourself is the divine, period. Because that's what you're striving to reach back to. Anything else above that, you're not worthy of going to heaven. People know all these different things, but they don't do what it takes to do it, to accomplish what it takes. I'm going to leave on this last image, because this is how I see it right here. I see it as, if you look at this gentleman, he's submerged underwater. All you see is a little piece of his head, a little sliver of his head. That represents you accessing 2% of your DNA. The rest of it is submerged, it's underwater. And the only way you're going to see clearly and rise above and access that other 98% is getting into heaven. Access that submerged DNA. Open your eyes, see the new world, and watch the gates of heaven open up for you. And I'm going to leave that there. And as always, if you got anything out of this message, I ask you to like and subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.